Good afternoon, students who are present. Only two, still two. Sauradip, RK. আরেকজন তো এসছে এখন আর ম্যাম নেই নো ম্যাম নো প্রবলেম কিছু নেই গুড আফটারনুন স্যার সায়ন very good good afternoon Sauradip what the other students are doing I don't know whether they want to learn or not I am waiting just for a moment, just for 2 minutes. If anyone come, sir, sobar corona hoyeche. Simon, say good comments. Good afternoon, sir. Debargo Hajra in class 11. He remains present every day. Thank you very much. Class 11. So today I will start from investment because I have already told you the consumption goods, capital goods, stock and flow, everything. All this part has already been discussed by me. You are right, Sayan. Your comment is now applicable here. Rather they think that they know everything. There is no problem for them and I think they will get 100% marks. Now I am starting. So investment. Yes. Investment is equal to delta K. K is capital. Delta means increase. So increase in capital means investment. Suppose you invested rupees 1 crore in a particular production. Now you increased again. That is increase in capital. First increase, second increase, third increase, it may happen. So if you invest, if you utilize a capital in the field of production, that is investment. That is, if you utilize the capital in the field of production, that is called investment, and delta K is the increase in investment, that is investment. So it is symbolically investment is equal to delta K. Investment is of two types. The fixed investment and two inventory investment. Fixed investment is the investment which is invested for the fixed factor of production. Am I clear? Fixed factor means land, machine, tools. These are fixed factor. So if the producer invests a lot of capital for the fixed factor of production, then this investment is called fixed investment. Because once you invest that amount in for the fixed factor, you can utilize it for a period of time. If you purchase a building, you can use it for a dwelling for business purpose for a longer period of time. So it is fixed investment. So it is fixed investment. Am I clear? And now inventory investment. Inventory investment, that at a point of time purchase or hold of stocks, finished goods, stock of finished goods, stock of finished goods, semi-finished goods, stock of finished goods or semi-finished goods or unsold goods, semi-finished goods होते हैं, semi-finished goods, stock of unfinished goods, all these, or raw materials, even raw materials, all these constitute inventory investment. Inventory investment, that is not fixed investment, but finished goods, stock of finished goods, semi-finished goods, raw materials, these are also inventory investment which can be utilized in the field of production. So these are the investment type. Okay? Now we're going to the next part of this discussion.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So in an economy, you know that investment is done in a country in the field of production of goods and services. It may be in the field of good production or it may be in the field of service production. So the economy has many sectors. There are mainly 4 sectors in an economy. 4 sectors. আর একটু উপরেও লেখা যাবে. 4 sectors in an economy. What are these? Number 1, household sector. Number 2, producer sector. Number 3, government sector. And number 4, external sector. I think so. External sector. Okay, so there are 4 sectors in an economy, and these are household sector, production sector, government sector, external sector, right? So household sector is the first sector in the economy. Why? Because if there is no householders, no people, who will demand goods? If there is no householder, who will demand for goods? And what for will you produce? There is no one in the market to purchase your commodity. Therefore, household sector is the prime sector in the economy, without which no division of sector is required. Clear or not? Because this is the basic need.
Yes, sir. Clear.
of the economy who makes demand for goods and services. Who makes demand for goods and services, is it not? I think so. So it depends on the production, depends on the demand by the household sector. The household sector make demand for goods and services, and these may include consumption goods, capital goods, or anything else, but must be their demand from the household. So household is the prime sector in the economy. Now, producer sector. The household sector makes demand. Who will meet it? Who will meet the demand of the household sector? You demand some books. You demand a TV set. You demand pen, pencil. In order to meet your demand, that is demand of the household sector, the producer sector comes next. The producer sector comes next to meet the demand of the people or the households. You demand food. You demand food, and food is supplied by the producer sector. You demand shirts, clothes, TV, pen, pencil, book, building. Producer sector will supply these commodities to meet your demand. So, after the household sector, production sector is very important. Is very important. If the production sector does not grow in the economy, then the household sector will have to suffer. Now, there are two sectors, household sectors and producer sectors. There may be conflict, there may be disturb, there may be indiscipline, there may arise problems. Who will control this problem, solve this problem? The government sector. So government sector is essential for proper administration and maintain law and order, everything. So government sectors come after the household sector and production sector. Government sector makes rules and regulation. Sometimes if the price is high, they give subsidy for the benefit of the consumers. They maintain law and order. They even, if necessary, they set up production unit to supply the commodities if it is required. You know, there are government factories also, where government produces goods and services, where the people can get it cheaply. If there is the high price charged by the private sector, then the government sector can open this institute, this production to control the price of that commodity. You know, there are free schools. So there are also private schools. In order to control everything, the government sector is also working very efficiently. Otherwise, a part of the people will remain illiterate. Therefore, government sectors performs very efficiently to maintain law and order also, to maintain equilibrium in the field of food and essential goods. The government supplies commodities by giving subsidies, you know, through ration shop. Now, particularly, every time they give commodities at cheaper rate to the poorer section of the people, particularly in this pandemic situation, they are giving so much subsidy on rice, wheat, sugar, mustard oil, etc., etc. They give in subsidies so that the lower income group particularly can get these commodities at a cheaper rate and continue their daily life. So government plays an important role in an economy, and that is very important. If these three sectors exist in the economy and no external sector, then that is called closed economy. I think you can remember I have discussed this closed economy. It is called closed economy. It is called closed economy. No export and import of goods and services from our country or from other country. And so only goods and services are supplied by within the country. No external support is here. So there is no trade. There is no trade with other country, with no business with other countries, and it is called closed economy. And if you know that at present no country is self-sufficient in all respect. Even the developed country also has to depend on the developing and underdeveloped countries to some extent, even for raw materials, for laborers, workers, engineers, doctors, teachers, professors, etc., etc. Developed countries require this. Therefore, for the interest of both the developed and underdeveloped or developing countries, external sector come into existence. And if export and imports of goods and services among different countries, so external sector comes forward. It is essential now. No country is self-sufficient today. Each and every country is thinking about the interest of their own as well as the interest of the other countries. And therefore, suppose India has to import so many commodities from other countries, so many commodities from other countries, and also India exports so many goods and services to the other countries in the world. Particularly, you know, the Indian engineers, doctors, professors are going there to teach and take part in the field of production. In the field of production, like, so external sector now playing an important role in the field of production. If we need any raw materials which are not available in our country, then we must bring it from other countries in the world. So there is a trade relation among different countries in the world. Among different countries in the world. So external countries, external sector comes into existence. So it is sectoral division in the economy. So there are four sectors. There are four sectors in every economy if it is not closed one. If it is not closed one. Is it clear now? Now I am starting the next part. That is, if we take it is only two sector economy, household sector and production sector. In the primitive age, আমি ধরে নিলাম, production sector and household sector. There are two economy runs parallelly. What the household sector supplies to the production sector? Land. Because land is owned by the household. So land is supplied by the household sector to the producer sector. Then labor is also supplied by the household sector to the production sector. And number 3 is capital. Capital is also supplied by the household sector. Household sector public deposit money in the bank, and from the bank production sector gets loan. And entrepreneurship, that is the managerial personnels, are supplied by the household. So entrepreneur. Are supplied by the Chakti factor, supply the household sector to the production sector. To the production sector. And in lieu of that, in the earliest economy, commodities produced by this production sector are supplied to the household sector. So labor giving his effort, that is real effort. Capital, entrepreneur, land, all are real. So it is a real flow from household to production sector. And here the commodities are supplied from here. So it is also flow. So it is real flow. It is real flow. Real flow, not in terms of money. Not money flow, it is real flow. So you must remember this, that if it is two sector economy, a real flow comes into existence. Now we know there are 4 sectors. There are 4 sectors. 4 sectors, and they supply the factors of production to the producer sector. The household sector at present supplies the factors of production. Suppose it is household sector. And it is producer sector. Household sector, labor. Possess 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Entry লিখে দিলাম, entrepreneur. Now land is supplied by the household to the production sector. Labors are supplied by the household sector to the production sector. I am revising it. Entrepreneur and capital. Capital is supplied by the household sector to the production sector, and entrepreneur is also supplied by the household sector. And in lieu of that, the household sector receives wage for labor, rent for land, interest for capital, and entrepreneur, what remained is profit. So these are the earning of the household sector receiving from the producer sector, and instead they are getting the services from the household sector. So this is money flow. In terms of money, they are paying the wages, rent, interest, and profit. So that is money flow. It is called money flow. It is called money flow. I think it is clear. Students, I think it is clear. If there is any problem, you may ask. Please. Is there any question? So there is two types of flow, real flow and money flow. I have already discussed the real flow. Now I am giving you the money flow explanation. So it is two sector economy. Is there any question? So after this, we shall start the national estimation of national income. The day after today, we will discuss in the next class the national income accounting. Can you say that what is national income? Can you say what is national income? Only 3 of you are present. Others are not present because they are so efficient. Yes, sir. I can say. You say. Please say. Tell. Tell. I am hearing. I am listening. Please say.
The national income is
Yes.
the money value of finance goods and services available to the nation from all economic activities during a year.
In a particular financial year. That is good. That is good. Right. And there are how many methods to calculate national income? There are 8 methods. There are 8 methods. I will discuss it in the next class. I am revising it practically. Sauravdeep, no sir bolecho kano why? What is the problem? Is there any problem, Sauravdeep? Sauravdeep, is there any problem? Sign is Sauravdeep. Sign is typing. Sauravdeep is typing. No, sir. Okay. Is it clear to you? I think it should be clear. So I think the time is going and you have no question. Sayan is typing. Yes, sir, clear. Thank you, Sayan. You, the 2 students, 2 or 3 students remain present. I think what the other students are doing. If they feel any difficulty, they may ask. And I know they are not clear at all, but not attending the class. What they are thinking? 2 students, I know 2 students, you are only 2, including me there are 3. So what is the reason? They are jack of all trades. Another time they are asking me questions of several types, but in the class they are not attending, they are not present, they remain absent. So thank you very much for today. Please read and prepare your lesson, and you know that you have to face MCQ type of question in the coming examination. You will get 30 questions from macro and 25 from Indian economy. Total 55. You have to answer 50 questions, I think, for 50 marks. Each question will carry 1 mark. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.